My name is Serhat, and I work at OpsGenie. I'm not sure if you ever heard about OpsGenie. I've already met 5 of our users. I guess there are more. Cool. We help businesses run always-on services, help them have reduce alert fatigue, help them have actionable alerts, and at the end, reduce downtime. And I always want a Kubernetes talk because nobody comes at when I say I will talk about on-call. Nobody seems to like it. Hopefully we had a demo, so I will make it even. So in case there's anyone here who doesn't know about this on-call stuff, I will start by defining what is on-call duty first. So it simply means you should be available whenever there's an emergency, and you should work on the issue to solve it. And it is, of course, during your shift. And on-call is nothing new. Doctors have been on-call for decades. And there's an interesting statistics. Like 1 in 5 employee in Europe is actually on-call. Not in IT, but like in every industry. And there's a problem. Most people hate on-call. This is mostly because they get so many useless alerts. But also, as you know, there is this psychological effect. There is a stress of being on call because you can get, like you are expecting a call. There might be something wrong in any time. So we have to think about that as well. And that doesn't mean that we should give up on improving on call and just let it go. And at the end, you don't give up. You should try your best. You should try your best for your employees and improve on call and try to make it better, try to make it healthier. And today I'm going to talk about 6 steps in total to make on-call healthier. And first one is transparency. So transparency is always important. Transparency is important for a company culture as well. And it's also very important for on-call. So if possible, you need to talk about on-call before hiring. It's a must. And if it is not possible, if you are making a big change in your current structure, you need to again talk about it before putting people in the on-call schedule. It's very important. And then you need to set the responsibilities of on-call, just in case. And it is generally like you expect on-call to carry their laptops with them and have an internet access, for example. It's the usual. Also, in case of complex incidents, like you need to set up different roles like incident commander or subject matter experts and set up an incident response team. And you need to have clear defined responsibilities in those teams as well. And you need to make it clear, like you need to make availability of the employees clear. What I mean, for example, at OpsGenie, we don't expect on-call people to do any feature development. We tried it before, it didn't work because like in 1 week, we don't get any alerts. In another week, we get a bunch of alerts. So it is really hard. Instead, we expect on-call to improve the alerts, improve the monitoring. We have some tasks for waiting for on-call. And if on-call is available, on-call can take care of some of the issues. And also on-call, like if there was an incident like yesterday, and we expect, for example, on-call to maybe don't come to work after that, or come late, a little bit late. It should be written, and it should be clear. And the second one is setting the responsibilities of on-call. And it starts with creating fair schedules. It is very important because it helps you reduce the stress, and you distribute on-call and try to make it try to avoid operational load and underload. Both important. Underload is also important. For example, if someone is not on call for 6 months and now get on call, and he or she is gonna lack of practical knowledge and probably will be more stressful. And for example, if you're a huge company and you have different bases in different time zones, you can do, for example, follow the sun schedules and put people on call in their business hours, which is awesome, but of course not possible for everyone. And this is often discussed, and there have been a lot of talks, tweets about this as well. And we put our developers on call as well at OpsGenie, and we've seen great benefits. And first one is now there are more services. There are now microservices and distributed services, more expectations around availability, security, reliability. And now developers often, not always, are the best people to respond to those incidents faster. And there is this famous saying by Amazon's CTO, and you build it, you run it. So this means that when you put developers on call, they experience the pain in the first hand. So they start caring about things like logging, monitoring, and actually start building more resilient services. So there is this important value as well. Also, you need to have an escalation backup. There are two main reasons. So first one, like you can't expect on-call to be available all the time. There might be something like on-call might miss a call. So it shouldn't be too stressful, and there should be a backup. Automatically, incidents should be automatically escalated, and also it feels a lot safer if you have an official backup, you have someone to escalate an incident, because some incidents you don't know what to do, and if you have your backup in the escalation, and then you can escalate to next, and someone else can help you with the issue as well. And you need to get ready for wartime. What I mean is incidents happen, humans and also machines are not reliable, and they can fail and they will fail, as you know. Everyone fails, Amazon fails, like Netflix fails, everyone fails. So that is why you need to get prepared, and you need to plan ahead. You need to have an onboarding. You need to give access to the right tools to your people, and you need to have regular on-call training sessions, and hopefully that will help reduce some of the stress in a real-life situation, in a real-life problem. And documentation is always important. Even if you automate something, you need to document it. Documentation is your best friend during an incident. And it is often runbooks that comes to mind in case of on-call or incident management, because they are like step-by-step guides that will hopefully help you to solve the incident, or will guide you like where to start, at least where to start the incident, how to start investigating the issue. So you need to leverage runbooks and put runbooks on your alerts. And the third one is, of course, one of the most important ones, building resilient and sustainable systems, because at the end, if you have a resilient and sustainable system, you will have less alerts, you will have less problems, and of course, automation is always very important in this case. Also, observing your applications is very important. You need proper logging, you need to collect right metrics, you need nowadays distributed tracing, and you need to put correct thresholds and alert on these data correctly. And probably you know this monkey. Everyone talks about it these days. And you need to apply chaos engineering principles. It doesn't mean you just inject failures in production. So it means like you need to start small, of course, but it will help you have real-life experience and actually start experimenting a real-life scenario. And fifth one is creating actionable alerts. Creating actionable alerts is very important, and it starts with reducing the noise. Reducing the noise, what I mean is you need to define what matters to you and filter out, prioritize alerts and useless alerts, and hopefully don't page for informational alerts. What I mean, for example, if there's an informational, it doesn't need to be taken care of immediately, so you just send a Slack message or you just create a Jira ticket. You don't page someone. It is very important. And you need context on the alerts. If you say CPU is like 100% or CPU increase, it doesn't mean anything. You need to hopefully have runbooks, and you need to attach context, like information like from logging tools, monitoring tools. If possible, you need to attach graphics from tools like Datadog, for example, Nagios. We have those integrations, and you can attach images, dashboards, for example, automatically onto the alert. Now users can see all those informations on those alerts and don't have to switch back to those tools, and it can it will be a lot easier and safer. And you need to learn from your experiences. This is the last one. It is always important to learn from your experiences and report on them, because this is the way you improve stuff. And often, when we talk about improving on-call learning from mistakes, we talk about postmortems or post-incident reviews, and they should be blameless. What I mean is, like, there is no gain in like saying this person did this mistake, because it is often not often, it is never people's mistake, because simply you just didn't automate something, for example, or you just didn't spend necessary time on improving things, and then something happened. And you need to like write timeline of events. You need to write what happened. You need to write action items that you will take later to avoid these incidents in the future. And this will be both useful for you and for your customers. Also, you need to consider key metrics like mean time to resolve, mean time to acknowledge, how many alerts you get, and like on-call times of your users. And you need to study them carefully. You need to like extract what is important to you and work on them. And of course, you need to think about on-call compensation. I see European countries like have this like on-call compensation thing, because it is sometimes necessary by the law, but I don't see this in most of the US companies. But still, you need to like show you care about your companies, because they care about you. And so we talk about six steps so far. First one is being transparent. Second one, sharing responsibilities, getting ready for wartime, building resilient and sustainable systems, then creating actionable alerts, and learning from your experiences. All right? But at the end, it all comes to one thing. You need to care about your people, because they are spending their time both within and without, during and outside of business hours. So they are spending their time that they can spend with their family. So they care about you. So you need to care about them and try to make on-call healthier for your people. And I wrote a white paper about creating actionable alerts. I think it might be useful, and if you're interested, you can download it. I will also share the presentation in the meetup page, so you can see the link there as well.